in every man, there is the masculine, but there is also the feminine. In every woman, there is the feminine and there is the masculine. And, you know, each of us have our own style. We'll kind of, you know, be a bit more of one and a bit less of the other, maybe, or we'll change from different circumstances as to what we lead with. But if we're healthy, we've got a pretty good balance between the two. And certainly as healthy men, we're able to access the feminine, you know, with its greater receptivity, its kind of trusting, its inner knowing, greater ability to kind of listen and you know, receive what is. So there's a whole, you know, we talked about some of the attributes of the healthy masculine and how they're a gift to the community. Well, there's a corresponding set of different but equally important and valuable gifts in the feminine. And part of my growing up was recognizing that I had a very strongly developed, very pronounced masculine and a really underdeveloped feminine that I hardly ever accessed. And by kind of apprenticing to the feminine, I was able to kind of restore that and get back to more balance. And so I think that's part of our journey to health and maturity. You know, just as women, as they become more mature, it's very, very common to find women who are growing up setting boundaries, which of course is a masculine skill, if you like. Because they've developed their inner masculine to the point where it's able to be part of the picture for them, and it's able to be a useful skill for them. You know, so for me, it's been about learning to, it's an overused phrase, but go with the flow. You know, to at least admit that the flow sometimes knows what's going on when I don't. You know, I spent decades being good at figuring stuff out up here and making a plan and executing the plan. But sometimes that isn't enough. You know, sometimes you can be as smart as you like up here and work as hard as you like, and the plan falls to pieces. You know, and you have to say, I don't know. I don't have the answer. I'm stuck now. I'm lost. If this kind of linear task action masculine style is all I've got, when that hits a brick wall, I've got nothing. So I've been all about learning, how does water do this stuff? How does that mountain stream that comes tumbling down the mountain about 100 yards from where I'm sitting now, how does that be? How does that do its thing? And, you know, that its whole riverbed is just full of stones and boulders, big chunks of granite that just won't move. And okay, so it dances around them, or it pools up behind them until it's built up a big enough pool, and then it flows over the top of them. You know, it's so adaptable and flexible and fluid and spontaneous and joyous and playful. And, you know, all things I would not have been described as 10 years ago, you know. There's a word in English, dour, or as the Scots that I live amongst now pronounce it, dour. And it means kind of grim, serious, you know, joyless. And I used to be described as dour or dour. And I'm not anymore. I can be playful now. I can laugh. So there's something about cultivating the feminine as well, and knowing that in no way makes me less of a man. I mean, look at me. You know, I'm never going to pass for a woman. I don't have the legs for it. You know, it's a compliment. It just adds to what I am as a human. You know, I've still got a really strongly developed masculine. You know. I can still be that rock solid guy you can depend on in a crisis. You know, that's part of my essence. But I can also be someone who can sit in a circle with you and just listen. just give you my 100% attention. Just be present to you for as long as you need to talk for, and be receiving everything you're giving out, because yeah, we say words and we have body language, but it's even deeper and richer than that. Science is now catching up and understands that the human heart emits an electromagnetic field about 15 feet, about 5 meters in every direction. So if you get a group of people in a circle, we're all kind of sitting in each other's heart field. And if we're kind of together long enough, and if we're receptive enough, the hearts, there's a word, they call it entraining. So we kind of settle into the same rhythm. Like when you get a group of guys to drum together, drum together long enough, 10, 15, 20 minutes, we all settle into a groove. And, I'm told some of the indigenous people of what we now call North America say that we drum together to synchronize our heartbeats. I love that.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, having access to both the feminine and the masculine helps make you a full human. And that includes and really gives you the capacity for vulnerability. And vulnerability is a brave thing. It's a courageous choice to say, I'm going to embrace vulnerability in this moment.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a superpower. If you do that, the effect it can have on the people around you is immense.